That is the difference between a scientist and an entrepreneur.
Was that difficult going from like this research mindset to a more entrepreneurial mindset?
Very difficult.
That is probably an issue that a lot of academics going into business face.
Yeah, the term quality of life, people doesn't understand it properly. Because if you wanna develop something which is innovative and creative, you have to have mental peace.
Welcome to an episode on the Estelle Ingenuity podcast. I'm Stephen Estelle, engineer, CEO, and founder of Estelle Ingenuity. In our episodes, we dive into different experiences from people who specialize in technology, entrepreneurship, and other necessary elements that will help you reach your full potential in these fields. We focus in on innovative devices that will be changing our society, stories from entrepreneurs and how they maneuver through the business landscape, and how these new technologies are being used in businesses to bring value to the world. From these stories, if you are inspired to develop your own inventions and prototypes, and you want to see your innovative ideas flourish, reach out to us at estelleingenuity.com for your prototyping needs, so together we can begin creating the new devices of the future. With that being said, enjoy the show, follow and subscribe to Estelle Ingenuity Podcast, and relish the wisdom from the topic you hear today. Now I'm actually kind of curious about some of the entrepreneur sides behind it. So first I want to ask is, so you said you were working on this since 2019.
Yeah, 2018,
correct?
yeah.
And then I'm curious about, current projects as well as previous entrepreneurial projects that you may have seen, if you've seen any. So from current examples or even like past examples, what are some things that you learned in the process? And what are some things that you're doing differently that you wish you knew earlier, and some advice that you would tell somebody if you want to start going down a path of making a new product, a new technology, what should they do?
Okay, so first of all, we have to figure out a problem which is actually prominent in the society. So the mistake I made was because I didn't have any idea of startup and entrepreneurship. Like, I was well aware about science and technologies, but didn't have any experience of how to think as a like entrepreneur.
Okay.
That is the difference between a scientist and an entrepreneur. Like, entrepreneur will talk in terms of numbers. Okay, we have a product, but whom to sell? Okay, like as a scientist, we say we can sell to biomedical companies.
Yeah, I get you.
Biomedical companies are not the customer. There should be a customer, whom we can sit and we can have a tea.
Yeah.
So the fundamental difference is in the thought process, actually.
Okay.
So what I have learned through my journey, as a now entrepreneur, because I was being offered as a co-founder position from IL ecosystem in 2018. It's a company in USA, NGO, which helps the people who are going through the adverse life situations and trauma. So this company owner, he developed a cognospsychotherapy, actually, which helps people to heal. And even it helps people who has been through different severe illnesses like cancer. It also helps them to boost their immunity. And so he's been practicing it last 20 years. So when I came in contact with him, we both were working on science.
Just all scientists.
Yeah.
I get you.
So
the research is
mindset. And I felt in person that what I have learned through this lean startup training in our institution and deep tech trainings, it actually opened my mind and my thought process. Not to think in a way of the particular we scientists
Like
were,
curiosity first,
curiosity first.
and then market later.
Yeah, market later. So that's what it is. And second thing, to present in a way which is more understandable to the common audience
Exactly.
instead of
You can't throw them big words. And
yeah,
it's
you
like, what?
cannot throw them jargons and
Yeah.
then wait for them to understand it
That
better.
makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay,
Was that difficult going from like this research mindset to a more entrepreneurial mindset?
very difficult.
So what's the process of that? How do you kind of like, I guess I don't want to say detrain yourself, but do you just have to just get used to
You have to defocus.
uh
Defocus, like
uh
all the time when you do something as an entrepreneur, defocus. Just be open
okay, okay.
and do not think as a, what. So there is not much difference between a scientist and entrepreneur. The only difference I feel in person is that a scientist speaks the things and think in a way of, sometimes philosophical or
Yeah,
more.
like what if?
Yeah. But an entrepreneur looks at the particular problem. It's not
Yeah.
like a random problem. In science, you pick up cancer. Okay, cancer, so many cancers.
Yeah.
So entrepreneur will choose a very particular problem, a very particular segment,
Hmm.
and will target that particular segment.
Okay.
Very specific, very precise choice of the segment, very precise choice of the problem,
Hmm.
well defined, well researched, and well, documented statistics.
Hmm.
So we also do, when we do research, we also do literature search and this and that. But in our case, it's more in general.
Okay. That's interesting because I feel like that is probably an issue that a lot of academics going into business face.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you're used to like, I want to research something because I'm curious, interested, and I want to make because pure curiosity. While an entrepreneur, they can have the passion to like do something really cool, but again, they also have this mindset that, okay, to do this cool thing, I need to make money to do this cool thing. While a researcher is like, okay, I'll just write a grant and get the money to do it. And then whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
And, I guess, I mean, of course, you want to get papers and publications, but like, if you don't make money, then, I mean, better knowledge for the world.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I think there is one more very big difference between entrepreneur and researchers.
Yeah.
So entrepreneurs are actually leaders. They do not afraid to take the, risk in their life.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I have seen few people. I have been in contact with few entrepreneurs. And the youngest one I am in contact with is the founder of E.4. So his life is also very interesting. He didn't even completed his undergraduation.
Really?
Yeah, and he took all the risk. He came here and started his startup. Struggled for 2 to 3 years without any grant, and then finally is,
Things are moving
growing.
around.
Yeah. So I feel you should have a dare to, to challenge the life. Like, okay, I leave everything.
I do like that mindset. It literally is the adventure of
Being yourself.
Yeah.
Listening your inner voice.
And that's really hard in society nowadays.
Yeah, because it's like there are so many insecurities. Your job insecurity, your
Responsibilities.
your responsibility for your family, and like how would you earn your bread and butter? How would you invest in your company if there is no investor?
Yeah.
And if it fails, then
So
everything.
so then how do you convince people to ultimately believe in themselves and to go against this risk factor to become an entrepreneur? Because I feel like that's one of the biggest reasons people don't.
So I'm also still fighting with it. Let me be very honest
Myself, I get it. Yeah.
here. Yeah, because as a researcher, I can find a number of jobs anywhere in the world. Okay? It's just a matter of time, maybe 3 months, 6 months. But definitely you get a very nice job. But as an entrepreneur, maybe I have to spend few years of my life having very limited money in my pockets or without any money in my pocket. Okay, it might be possible. Or
Maybe.
maybe if it works well, then reverse scenario can be also possible.
Yeah.
Lots of money in the pocket, but most probably the story of all the startups are, having
I
a
get
empty
you.
pocket,
Yeah, you start off broke and then
broken,
maybe you.
broken in all the ways.
So that's the biggest thing I noticed because I do hear a lot of people, specifically from the United States, from where I'm from, is they're like, I have this idea to build something great. And it's like, oh, cool, do it. And then they're like, well, I'm an engineer at a cozy job making airplanes,
Yeah.
so like, I don't want to leave that for this idea. And 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 I get that, but the part that I don't get after that is why don't you at least sacrifice at least an hour or two a day, instead of sleeping or instead of watching Netflix to at least give it a shot. So like that's kind of like what I'm doing at the moment where I do my full-time job and then when I go home from like 10 to midnight or midnight to 2, I'm jumping into my startup and it kind of allows you to kind of dabble while you're still making a living.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious, why don't people even do that? That's the part that kind of blows my mind.
Yeah, that similar question I also ask people because I think the term quality of life, people doesn't understand it properly.
What do you mean?
Like for them, after work, no. Like, you have a specific work time and then no
Yeah.
work.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy your life.
Yeah.
That's what is the, I think I call it dogma in the society.
Got you. I get you. Like
Okay,
the
so
standard.
like you have a job 9 to 5, then spend time with family, this, that. I agree with that.
Yeah.
That should be there, spending time with family. But I think if you are an entrepreneur or if you are giving extra time like we are doing, we
Yeah.
do our job and then we have to do work for starter. It's not possible doing so. You have to put at least 2 to 3 hours extra
Something.
if you really want to develop something. Okay, and I have seen closely few people who has been very successful in the as an entrepreneur.
Mm.
Even at the 10 p.m. if somebody is calling them, let's have a meeting, they start and having a meeting.
They're like go-getters.
Go
They're
get
really,
it.
they're
Yeah.
really like,
Yeah, even on
Yeah.
Sunday and Saturday their life is like meetings.
mm,
I don't see them that that they are having like any problem with that.
mm,
For them this is a challenge to it won't be similar all their lifetime.
yeah.
It's a particular time period when you have to put more effort and
Yeah.
have
Yeah,
to
it comes
go.
and goes.
Yeah. So the problem is accepting this work style, and
You think people are just lazy?
people are lazy and people wants to enjoy,
Yeah, they just want everything without the work that
without
goes
the
into
work.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
nothing comes at any cost. Everything comes with a particular cost.
true. Yeah.
So uh, if you want to achieve something in your life which is very different with what other people are doing, but having a job security, this and that,
Yeah,
you have to risk, you have to work hard, you have to think different,
I agree.
and definitely family support is very important in that.
So yeah, explain specifically the family support because I guess one can say, well, I guess let's think of like the typical Silicon Valley person where it's just a bunch of like single people just doing something. Maybe maybe they have a family, maybe they don't. And some people can say, well, if I had a household family, like a spouse and kids, maybe they can think, oh, I have all these responsibilities and I can't start a company. But for you, what do you think? Like, how can the family support help somebody who wants to be an entrepreneur, in your opinion? What do you think of that?
I think emotional support and keeping the environment peaceful is very important, because if you wanna develop something which is innovative and creative,
Yeah.
you have to have mental peace.
I 110% agree with that.
Because if suppose there is, even being as a researcher, I feel personally, you can only create something new or can think in different aspects or, can you
Just
can,
innovate.
innovate something
Yeah.
when you are at peace.
Yes.
So the
Yeah.
peace between relationships and, with your family and harmony is very important.
Yeah.
So I have been personally, also experiencing this. So until you have peace in your house, you cannot do anything.
I think that's one thing not enough people talk about. Because I think in my life, I feel like I can put a lot of my successes, whether if it's like, I mean, I'm only 28, so I'm that much success yet. I
Yes.
still have a lot to go.
Yes.
But I feel like I can say whether if it's being able to achieve these goals of mine, follow my dreams, think of these new ideas. I think one of the biggest factors I can confidently say is because I have peace of mind to clearly think about it, think through it, and to work on it
Definitely.
without having to be sidetracked about and worrying about things.
Definitely. So,
Yeah, that's really big.
it is not your own success. Like, it's the success of you with your family. It's like, you are not growing alone. Is their support also to make you? If it's your partner, then it's partner support. If it's your parents, then it's your parent support. But this peace and, emotional security and support, as well as, support in terms of any way, like
Yeah.
you are too much worried about insecurities. Okay, what if I go in this particular dimension, I might lose my job, and there will be
Yeah.
days. So the support which you get, for your insecurities and for the things is actually very precious. And this is the force which push you further. Otherwise, if you have, like, if you don't have the mental peace and the synergy in relations, then you say, okay, leave it.
I think I really wish people realize just how important that is. Because I agree 100%. It's just kind of hard to deliver that to people if they don't understand what peace of mind is.
So peace of mind is, I think, the first thing which is very important for anyone who is doing research, who is entrepreneur, because our job is very different from the conventional jobs in society.
Yeah, it's not really robotic. You're doing something totally new.
You are not dealing like in terms of money or in terms of lands or in terms of some equity. Like, it's not a barter system. You are exchanging something on the cost of something. You are creating something novel. The value is of your brain, your thought, in terms of money. Here, what you create is an idea, not a material thing. That's what it's called as scientists. We are getting paid to create something novel, to generate a new idea. But in other conventional jobs, you do some job, you get paid off.
Just like following instructions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very different from everything. So an entrepreneur also has to do the same. We cannot.
They gotta make the instructions first. Yeah.
So they cannot follow the instructions. They have to do follow their own instructions. They have to create their own life.
It's hard but fun.
Fun, yeah. That's what it is. So you have to accept the challenges.
Yeah.
You know that there will be troubles in your personal life. You know there will be trouble in your career life. People might try to, like even in your career, like professional career, when you start thinking, okay, no, I will be an entrepreneur. There might be troubles from your even nearby people who used to be your colleagues. So, don't know. But I think slowly we have to understand that these all are like, it's just some storm before there is a peace.
So what do you tell the person who is right now in a chaotic mind space, whether if it's family issues, financial issues, personal issues, and they just can't achieve peace of mind yet? but they want to be an entrepreneur. That's a difficult spot to be in. Let's say you're battling your inner demons. Let's say you just have a lot of loans, whatever it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And, you just don't have peace of mind. You're stressed. Maybe you're turning towards substances or whatever, escapism. But they want to be an entrepreneur. And, I mean, this is a question that I don't even really have an answer to. But what do you think might be a good solution to help those people be successful entrepreneurs?
My own experience says that go inside. The solution for everything is within you. Okay. So meditate. Once you meditate, you heal yourself, you feel different, and I think you start taking things lightly. Because what is existing surrounding, it's all materialistic. At the end, what does matter is your inner.
It's like that inner peace,
inner strength, inner peace, and it cannot be achieved by materialistic stuffs.
I like that.
So you have to go inside. Yeah. You have to talk yourself that is there any way to deal with it? If there is a way, address it. Otherwise, leave it. Okay, it will be resolved by time. But what you have to do is go inside, meditate, and try to achieve that peace. Second thing, what I do is nature. Nature is the best medicine.
Yeah.
So go in the forest, take therapy, really soothe you.
A lot of my best ideas come when I'm like walking out, hiking, getting by the water.
Yeah.
But I actually really like that because what I do in my life is the way that I've heard it be said and the way that I kind of imagine it is if you have a problem, let's say the problem is something that you can't control versus a problem that you can't control. And this pretty much goes around for like stress.
Stress, definitely.
If it's a problem that you can control, then you can fix it. But sadly, if it's a problem that you can't control, you just have to not stress over it and leave it. And then that way, it is unfortunate if it is a big problem that you can't control. But stressing over it does you no good.
No.
Because you can't control it.
Yeah, I think being as an entrepreneur also you have to be very decisive in your decision.
Yes.
Because if you keep lingering on things and get distracting, then it's not good. So I think you have to have a,
very clear cut, clear goal, based.
Okay, if this problem is not getting resolved, what kind of is it? It's your personal, professional, whatever. You can stress out for some time, but you cannot keep lingering on it for a longer time. What you have to do, then you have to detach. Detach. That's it.
I like this. I think this is actually very important. It kind of goes into the emotional side of being an entrepreneur.
Definitely, your emotional side is very important.
Yeah, because there's always this focus on like, what's your skill? How can you market it? But I feel like it's very rare that somebody says, you need to have this emotional strength to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And you need to be very understanding and self-aware.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that needs to be, I guess, taught more.
Yep. I think an entrepreneur usually forget the side of others. I think I understand that sometimes we are so much focused and we are so much into the things so that, sometimes we cannot give enough time to our friends, family, partner. We cannot even sometimes, lots of the things goes in your mind. It's a iterative loop and you might neglect the red signals there. But, people doesn't do it intentionally. You have to. So I think entrepreneurs usually go through these stages in their life, which is very normal. But the only thing which can keep on track is be yourself.
I really like that message. I hope people actually understand. If they're listening and they want to get into the entrepreneur field, they need to understand that, the self-awareness, the peace of mind that you need.
Very important.
And that's why your environment, whether your spouse, family, they're bringing this peace and supportive environment to help you focus on this new idea and to really understand that, of course, life happens and you do stress out. but you need to be able to have control over your mind so that you can then make the appropriate decisions, not only for yourself, but for the people around you, and then for your company that you're making.
Definitely.
And that's actually very crucial. I wonder if there's a class like that. Just meditation, but entrepreneurship meditation or something. I wonder if that's actually a thing.
No, I didn't hear so far anything like that.
I think that would be actually very beneficial.
Yeah, definitely. If it's, I think this training of entrepreneur is not only the commerce and financing, balance sheet, and pitching. I think we are missing a very very important and crucial aspect of this training, which is inner stability and inner strength, and how you maintain it.
I really like that. That's a missed market.
Yes. That's a missed market.
That's a missed market.
And where the role of inner learnings and this there are some startups now, like the one that I mentioned earlier. Even in the OIST, like you see Ganju, welfare of the employers.
Yeah, like mental health and everything.
Yeah. So these things are existing there, but especially in dimension of the entrepreneurship, we never talk about it.
And it'll be interesting to hear about it from another entrepreneurship person who understands.
Yeah.
Because it'll be different, if I'm like an entrepreneur, like stressing, like, I got all this crap.
Yeah.
And then, somebody else comes up and says, yo, dude, just chill. But they're at home, like, watching Netflix.
Yeah.
And then you look at them and you're like, but, you don't get it.
Yeah,
because I'm over here trying to do something new.
Definitely.
Yeah.
No. These people, they do not never accept, and never understand what we are going. We can understand what we are going through.
Right.
Actually. And what is your, situation. I think a other person cannot understand. The thing is, an entrepreneur has to, deal with multiple things at a time.
Yeah.
You have to deal with your planning. You have to deal with your investors. You have to deal with further opportunities.
Yeah.
How to get money. How to earn bread and butter. How to run. How to give the salary to your employees.
Yeah.
There are n number of challenges.
A lot of variables.
How to then this is seed round grant. How to get the then first after the seed round grant. How to get investors. How to, you have to prepare in advance. You cannot wait and watch until first round.
Yeah.
Money goes, like you have nothing in bank and then you see, oh no, I need to now raise money again. No, come
struggle.
on. So it's all the crap, all the challenges at the same time. Okay. So I think dealing with them is definitely you need inner peace. And I have seen people when they go through these, you won't like you feel like they are absent from the you are sitting with them, but still you don't feel that they are present there mentally.
They're just like spacing out.
Yeah. Because it's like
it's a lot to think about.
relentless loop of thoughts in their mind. Like, okay.
It's not to juggle.
Yeah, it's too much to juggle actually. So once you have been through this, then only you become a true entrepreneur.
Yeah, and I think those are the people that can successfully tell
other people.
Like
that's what
how you do it.
Yeah, because you have seen the wars.
Yeah.
You have been through the hell. Then you don't need to.
True.
Yeah. So that's what my philosophy on this particular thing and my experience.
I like that. That was really good. Then let's go with this. So around the end of my podcast, and many people would know, so I like to ask a question to people, and I'm going to ask you the same question to get your perception on this. So the question I ask people is, for human society and our civilization, as we move forward into the future, and we have all these new technological advances, things of that nature, what is one thing, it could be anything, that you are looking forward to for the human society?
I think as we are growing technologically, as we are advancing in science, we are missing a very important thing.
What's that?
It's humanity. The touch with nature and sensitivity.
Okay.
I think we are getting away from the nature. We are getting away from the 5 basic elements. When I was a kid, I used to play in mud. I used to play with dirt.
Yeah.
Now, if you see, the kids are playing, video games.
I get you.
So I think the real sense of being human we are losing. That's what is very important, and we have to be conscious about it, because with time our consciousness is decreasing. It is very important to identify it now and to actively address this issue. If we want to make our coming generations more conscious, more human, then this human value fact will come with the nature. We have to insist more to interact with nature, to interact with people, interaction with surroundings, interaction with human to human. So humanly interaction with surrounding, interaction with these 5 elements is very important.
Do you think, now that we're becoming more dependent on technology, do you think we'll ever go back in that direction? Or do you think we're just further and further just getting away?
No, we are getting away.
Do you think there's anything that we can do to kind of have technology but also still feel close to nature?
I think model of Japan is very much closer to that, but still
That's a good answer. Yeah.
This society is still lacking
That's a good answer.
humanly aspect. They do not interact much. Yeah. Social interaction is the drawback of Japanese society. But apart from that, if you see, the connection with nature and an interaction with nature is much way better than other places. So if you want to see the existence of nature with the technology and synergy between these 2 aspects in the society, the best example is Japan.
I agree. That's actually, I think that's a very perfect answer. Especially thinking about, like, Japan has holidays for like nature. I think it's like Ocean Day,
nature therapy.
Forests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you see, there is a forest walk for therapy.
Yeah.
Forest walk therapy. These are the even mentioned, like, the places for the tourists. So I think this society is well aware about these things, but the only aspect is missing in this society is human interaction.
Nice. I think that's good. Let's hope people get more into that. So then, before we leave, is there anything, do you want to, like, give out any contact information if somebody wanted to, like, find you? How would you feel free to, like, just say anything about yourself if somebody wanted to find you on anywhere?
Okay. So I'm available, on Facebook, WhatsApp.
Okay.
And if somebody wanna contact me, can contact via email. So my email is lokesh1991cct@gmail.com. And you can search me on LinkedIn, Lokesh Agrawal.
Okay.
And you will see my profile.
Okay. I'll make sure to also have this information accessible so they can, like, copy and paste it if they want to, like, message you about
they can find
any
me
of your stuff.
With the tagline, knowing myself is the biggest challenge for me.
Okay. I like that. I will then appreciate the conversation. I'm a big fan of the peace of mind. So again, Lokesh, thank you again.
And thank you very much.
Enjoy yourself.
Have a good day.
That was the end of an episode of the Estelle Ingenuity podcast. Hope you learned something new and innovative and were left inspired to go create and invent new ideas for the betterment of society. Make sure to follow and subscribe to the Estelle Ingenuity podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube for more stories and experiences from people in the field and to hear about new up-and-coming technology. Thank you for listening, and see you in the next podcast episode.